Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Angie and I'm excited to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about how I joined a pyramid scheme and how those guys took me for idiot, how I left and what I learned from it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Into the story time, a little bit of background. This story is set back in 2018. I had just finished high school and the Kenyan system is set in a way where you have a weird waiting period between high school and joining uni. So you wait for a bit of time, maybe like 6-7 months to almost even a year, depending on the type of uni you're going to. So for my uni specifically, we had to wait a whole year before joining school. And by then I had completed all the short courses that Kenyan parents make their kids do. So I had done computer packages, French classes, and driving, and I'd passed my test and everything. So I was really at the point where I was like, so what next? Also at the time, most of my friends had already started joining uni because we all went to different schools. Some people joined like way earlier than others, and that was a bit difficult for me to deal with because I was like, okay, now what do I do with my life? My friends aren't as available as they used to be before. I can't hang out with them anymore. I need to find something to do, something productive. Coincidentally, I was still in that head space of trying to find something to do. I got a text from an unknown number and they referred to me by my name. The text read something like, hi Angie, we are a pharmaceutical company, an international pharmaceutical company, but we have a branch in Kenya, and we have received some information about you, and we think you are a good fit for us, and we want to run some interviews on Monday. So if you don't mind, we want to have you on board. So if you're gonna be available for the interview, let us know, and we will get back to you. So me being in this headspace of trying to find something else to do and just like wanting to break out of this monotony of staying home until I join uni, of course I was very excited, didn't even think much about it, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's schedule it. So I got this text around Saturday and the interview was scheduled for Monday. So by that Monday I was set. I was like, working class, who this? So I made my way to the location that this guy sent me. Let's call him Justin, just because I don't want to expose people. Justin gave me the location and I headed there. Sure enough, first of all, I was so extra because I was like, first impressions matter, so I want to get there early. I want these potential employers in a pharmaceutical company to find me serious. And I was there like 30 minutes before time. The interview was scheduled for around midday, 12 p.m. I was there by 11:30. I was like, when are we starting this? So when I got there was something a bit off about the place because I was like, this isn't even an office setting. It's like a huge hall with a lot of seats and people are just gathered. Some people are already sat, others are still finding their sitting positions and all that. So it's like, that's weird. But whatever. So I decided to call Justin, my contact person, and I was like, hi, I'm here, but this place looks weird. It doesn't look like an office setting. Because I came knowing I'm coming for an interview, and normally when you're going for an interview, you'd expect like a receptionist welcomes you, and then you go sit, then you await to be called, and then all that. So this was completely different, nothing I'd ever experienced before. But then again, what did I know? Expectations, of course, have not been met so far, but I'm still willing to give this a chance because I so desperately want to find something to do. I sat down. Justin starts telling me a little bit about this company, but he urged me to wait until the presentation was done so that if I had any questions, I could save them until the end of the presentation. Right into the pitch, introduced themselves as this pharmaceutical company that helps people build lives and also strengthens our health by selling supplements and all that. So they basically aligned or gave a presentation about how pyramid schemes work, and I had no idea. I was bought into the idea. So for anyone who's never interacted with that kind of business model before, what happens is there's a company founded, and then there are products in that company to be sold, and what they say is that they're looking for salespeople to help them sell their products because their products are so amazing and they're gonna change people's life. Side note, those products were trash, no offense, like I don't even know how anyone uses them, but anyways. So the basic element of a pyramid scheme is that there's a company formed, okay, and then they're trying to recruit salespeople to sell products for them, but that's just the legal kind of wish-wash that they put on the surface so that you don't suspect anything. So once you are recruited as a salesperson, then you're supposed to recruit someone under you, and when you recruit someone under you, you earn a commission for recruiting them. And basically, when that person recruits another person under them, you still earn a percentage of commission, and they also earn commissions as well. And then they start giving testimonials about how many people's lives have changed by joining this company, and they even show the cars and all that, and how smartly dressed they were and the kind of fonts they were using. I was like, wow, these are actually serious people. So me, I'm there, I'm sold. When Justin asked me like when can I start, I was like, show me where to sign, sir. I am ready to go. So that was how I got in. That's how they got me. So I joined the company. I paid the entry fee, of course, because there's an entry fee, there's a sign-up fee. And just a side note, you guys, I used all the money I had ever saved up in high school to pay for this opportunity. So I'm in the company now. I'm a salesperson officially. So they're starting to let me in on a bit of how they run the business on the ground, like actually run the business. So in order to do this, they were inviting me for trainings, which, by the way, you guys, they used to tell me to come in at 7 a.m. every morning for a few good days. And I can't believe I actually woke up and I was in town by 7 a.m. So they start training me, and I start noticing some red flags, because it becomes quite obvious that you're dealing with a sham, with a scammy type of people after some time. The first red flag was to me how they emphasized all the time about growing rich and getting money and just building wealth and all that. Like, we all want to be prosperous, but there's always like ethical ways to go around like building your wealth. But for them, they used to make it to a point where you can even lie to potential clients to bring them into the business and to have them sign up under you. So there was a lot of emphasis on you do what you gotta do as long as you get someone to sign up under you. And I was like, okay, morally and ethically, that doesn't look too good from where I'm sitting. So that made me a bit iffy. The second red flag was that these guys had some weird cult-like practices. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say cult-like, because real quick, the characteristics of a cult, first of all, is isolation. And these people were advocating for isolation quite a lot, whereby they used to tell you, like, if you tell your friends and family about this business and they oppose it, you cut them off, block them. If you're in a position to move out, just find a new community. You can come to us, we are your new community, so you don't have to stay with the people who are negative around you. So that was building up to an isolation thing. The second characteristic of a cult or a cult-like situation is psychological manipulation, whereby people tell you that, you know, you've invested so much, this business has worked for so many people, you can touch so many people's lives, and if you show even signs of quitting, they start like manipulating you in a way to kind of stay, and they prey on your weaknesses and your fears to make sure that at the end of the day you stay. So that's another thing I observed, and they even used it on me, because at some point I was like, And the other element of a cult, which I also found in this MLM scheme, is just idealizing the people at the top, because every cult has a cult leader. And similarly in this MLM, sorry, I forgot to mention, MLM is a multi-level marketing company, which is how they sanitize the term pyramid scheme so that they seem more legit. In this case, the people at the top are the top earners, and just logically speaking, those people were only at the top because they joined earlier than you, and because of that, their joining potential, the people who signed under them were of course way more than you would ever get. So they were very much idealized. They were like celebrities. They were like the people who knew it all in that company, and opposing anything they had to say was equal to treason. Another element of a cult is just indoctrination and changing your whole mindset by using weird chants and incantations. And guys, I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you these guys used to have their own chants and just things they had memorized and all that. And I first noticed it when I was going for those 7 a.m. trainings, where they just used to like say weird chants and they had actually memorized them. They were saying things like, I'm gonna be a millionaire and so are you. No one can stop me on my path of success. I'm going to own a car by the end of the year. And I was like, Anyways, the next element of a cult, which I also found in this MLM, is just toxic positivity, where you're not allowed any negativity, and any person who shows any signs of negativity is not a team player, and they're gonna be cut off and all that. So that came in, of course, to manipulate you to remain in the business, even when it was so obvious that the business model is so impossible for most people. Another thing I noticed before I quit was that the people there seemed very miserable, even though they were being encouraged to portray a certain lifestyle on social media. And by lifestyle, I mean just showing up and showing out about how well you're doing, how rich you are, how many cars you own, which, by the way, they made me one time take a photo outside next to someone's Mercedes. We had no idea whose car this is, but here we were like trying to take photos next to it. It was so crazy. And that's another thing, like there was a lot of pretense and a lot of false representation about how people are living after joining the company. Like, it was so fake. Some of the things that made me quit, on top of all that I've talked about, is how like I was feeling so isolated from my regular life. It got to a point where I didn't even feel like I was having genuine conversations with my friends, because every time I used to talk to a friend, it used to almost want to lead up to me trying to sign them up. Patrick, Kaku, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry for trying to recruit you. Patrick is one of the guys I tried to recruit. I even called him for the meetings in the business premises, and he showed up. Oh man, dark days. Essentially, all these red flags just culminated into me saying, you know what? I think I messed up and it's time for me to and that was a bit difficult because, you know, they were really good with their psychological manipulation. So part of me was feeling guilty even leaving, which is crazy now that I think of it. But at the time I used to feel like, I want to quit, but I feel really bad leaving. So why am I making this video today? Why am I deciding to share this embarrassing story time? I decided to share this story just as my way of sharing an experience of how, when I was in a low moment in life, the opportunity that came to me immediately, I recognized it as my breakthrough. And this is just to say that when you're in a low moment, most things look like they're your solution or a way out to wherever you are. So for me, my low moment was not having anything to do, and at the same time feeling left out because most of my friends had joined school. So once this opportunity came, I didn't even take time to research, didn't take time to think critically about it, didn't take time to ask someone who might have helped me to discover that I was about to be scammed and all that. So this is a call for action for you guys to just think about things a little bit more critically, especially when they find you in a very, very low and desperate moment of your life, because you don't want to risk it, you don't want to clown. But in the event that you do, this video is also an encouragement to anyone who may be taking L's, and this is just to show you that people do take L's in life, but you will be okay, and you will live, and you will learn from the experience, and you will grow out of it. Lastly, I just wanted this video to be something to educate anyone who may not be familiar with MLMs or pyramid schemes, because these guys are crafty and they change their ways of like enticing people to join every once in a while. So you might find yourself in a situation where you're not aware that you're about to be scammed. So understanding the business model and just knowing the kind of tactics they use to retain you and to motivate you to do better is, you know, can be helpful for someone who has never experienced this kind of thing. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and if you're new here and if you like to subscribe, please go ahead and do so. If you want to join on this journey, I'd really appreciate it, and see you on the next one. Bye.